Alright guys, it's time for Fight or Flight Devlog 5. Or was it Devlog 6? I can't really remember. Last time we added a very cool ninja and a very cool ninja stage based on this comment. But today we have pretty big things coming up. And I mean very big things coming up. We're gonna be adding new mechanics, epic zoom-ins and slow-mo and stuff, cutscenes, particle effects, music, sounds, UI, post-processing and much more. You know, things that good games have, but my game doesn't. I had the same basic unpolished game mechanics, same ugly UI and same goofy ass end screen since my very first devlog, which was a year ago. So yeah, it's about time we spice things up. First off, let's start with tweaking the knockback. When I first made my knockback system a year ago, I made it so every single move in the game has a knockback value that increases over time by the percent. But now I made it so you can also adjust how much the knockback will increase as damage goes up. For example, let's say we edit ninjas up tilt knockback values, so it has a knockback base of 1, which is almost nothing. And then let's change the knockback growth to something like 15. And you can see here that it starts off sending him absolutely nowhere, but after just a couple of hits he will start flying off the screen. And this makes it much easier to create moves that set up for combos and moves that are just stronger and destroy your opponents. Speaking of combos, in order to do crazy hype melee pucks wave shine 20xx combos, we need a decent Hstone system. Because otherwise people will be able to just act immediately after getting hit, and that's not fun. And that means no combos. Having a fighting game without combos is like eating pasta without sauce, or watching more videos without subscribing. And this took an insane amount of time to implement together with my spaghetti code, but I eventually got it working. We can now customize Hstone for each move in the game, which increases by damage, and also check out my insane Hstone animations. And yes, they are not swimming backwards, they are actually in deep pain, and you will also be when you get comboed. So, nice. We can do very hype combos now. And let's add hit lag also. Hit lag is completely different from Hstone, trust me. Basically, hit lag in this case is just that the players freeze for a bit when the move connects. So you know when you hit a crazy strong move in Smash Bros, like Captain Falcon's knee, and the game just goes... Yeah, that's very sick. And that's kind of what I'm trying to recreate with this hit lag thing. And then I decided to use 5 hours of my life creating a mechanic that currently only affects 3 moves in the whole game. God, what am I doing with my life? So when you attack someone with a move that sends them downwards and they hit the stage, they will bounce up again. I actually had this mechanic before. It was extremely inconsistent and most of the time they would just move up on the ground for some reason. Thought I was gonna use like half an hour max on this, but nope, this is game development and things are never that easy. It's actually a pretty neat mechanic, because they get extra hits done when they bounce, so you can actually combo out with it. We have plenty of moves that use some kind of fire, like Cabot's Dynamite, was Flamethrower and his jet feet, so it makes sense to have some kind of a fire effect for those moves. And this was pretty easy to add, unlike some other mechanic. It just deals damage over time, nice and simple. Alright, so if you look very closely you will see that this game looks very bad. But what if it could look good? Introducing Unity Post-Processing, which is basically overpowered makeup for your game, where you can completely change how your game looks. So I applied this effect to all of my stages, and this is the result. Wow, that's real nice actually. I wish I knew about this sooner. Now, do you see these things, you know, on the side, under the stage? These are called walls. And I was thinking, it would be pretty nice to actually use these things, because currently you just kind of bonk your body into them and die. Other platform fighter games usually have some kind of a wall jump mechanic, where you can jump off the wall, so I started out trying to make that possible, and I got some interesting results to say the least. And after a while I got this working. But then I thought, what if you could just straight up run on the walls? I haven't seen any other platform fighter do this, and I think it would be pretty sick. So let's try it out. Oh. I forgot to add an animation, but as you can see it works pretty well and... okay, I take that back. after fixing whatever that was and also adding a wall run animation, which I literally just took the run animation and flipped 90 degrees because I'm lazy, boom, we have this. So I don't know how this will affect the gameplay and stuff, like from a balancing standpoint, but it looks pretty cool, so I don't really care at the moment. You can jump off the wall while running to get some pretty decent movement going on, and you can attack while jumping up from the wall. And then I decided to add some very small and light camera shake when you hit your opponent. Okay, okay, that's a little too much, but okay. I'm gonna just fix it. Just one moment. Okay, look at it now. Now it looks really nice. See, now it's light camera shake when you hit the opponent, and it actually looks pretty nice. It gives some solid feedback to when you're actually hitting your opponent. So currently when you die, you just kind of... and that's kind of lame. And also you can't really see where the blasters are. You just kind of die in the air. So I fixed that and I made this insanely cool walls which kills you when you touch them. I suck at making particles, so I found a portal particle effect that I found in this insane free pack of particle effects on the asset store by Howl Studio. And I kinda just messed around with all of these options until it became this. It's like a rift in space, and that's kind of the look I wanted. It just looks... oh. And now it's time for the UI. It's pretty tragic. Bruh. So I went to Photoshop and made these, which I totally did not copy from Smash Bros. And yeah, now it looks pretty decent. Way better than whatever this was. Now, since the particle effects from this pack earlier are just insane, I'm just gonna use these to make other particle effects for the game. I use this explosion effect for when the player dies, which looks pretty sick. And I'm also not really happy with the current particle effect we have for when someone gets hit. So I changed it out with this one and changed the colors and stuff, and then we have this, which is much better in my opinion. Now things are starting to look really nice, but I still want that iconic slow-mo zoom in effect. So I messed around with some more post-processing, zoom in and more Hstone, and now we have this. And yeah, I also added sound effects. I'm definitely going to make more sounds in the future because I kind of rushed these, but for now we have this. The final thing I want to mess around with is cutscenes, which we do with this timeline thing. I never made cutscenes before, but after messing around for about 45 minutes, we now have this. And that looks actually pretty cool. I'm definitely going to use more time on this in the future and make some more fire-sick intros, but it will be next time. I'm gonna play some gameplay and combos for you now so you can watch like how the game really is. But subscribe or else you're gonna get visited by a ninja who's gonna combo you like crazy. Okay, bye.
Oh, what? What the fuck? Oh, nice. Clean. Å herregud, jeg flyr jo opp da.